We have not gotten word on game times yet, just so everybody knows. We've done this with every other session tonight, so I'll just read all of the reminders and the housekeeping duties. Please silence your cell phones, no flash photography, no recording, no video recordings of the press conference. If you need that or would like to get that, please see our friends with Hammond in the back, and they'll help you out there. Please get to our mic holders if you have a question, and then state your name and your affiliation. And please direct your questions to one of the student athletes or whichever one you'd like them to address the question. We will do everything all right? Okay. Okay. We'll bring the entire Syracuse group in. We'll open with a statement from Coach Boeheim, and then we'll open the floor to questions of the players. Once we've concluded all the player questions, we'll send them back to the locker room and open the floor to questions for Coach Boeheim. We will also try to give you an update of how much time is left on the open locker room for each team when their head coach leaves. Okay, the Syracuse locker room is open, which means that they are on their way down. Thank you.
Won't know game time
Till last game, yeah. If I just didn't know where we were in those other two games.
I think there's like.
But if we no. I just wasn't sure. I've got something for you. Yeah. All right, folks, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open the floor to questions for the players.
You know, I thought that, our defense was really good tonight, the whole game. We just had trouble getting things going on offense. And in the last three possessions, we just decided to go with O'Shea. We thought he had an advantage there. He wasn't having a great game, but it was turned out to be the right move. He made three almost impossible shots. And but it was our defense. Our defense was tremendous. They're one of the better shooting teams in the country from the three-point line. And, these guys just played they didn't get any easy shots the whole game, and I thought, that was the difference. We did a good job on the boards and didn't turn the ball over. It was a, really good win.
Okay, we'll open the floor to questions for the players, please.
Jason Gareline, Titan Sports. Frank, there was a lot of lulls down the stretch, both teams struggling on offense. What did you tell your teammates to keep them in the game and keep them focused?
Just want to stay poised down the stretch. We didn't want to get frustrated or start to force anything. They did a great job of keeping our guards out of the paint, kind of, leveling up in the paint with help side. And, Marek had a great game today. O'Shea, he was great down the stretch. And, Pascal hit some big free throws again. So, kudos to TCU. They played a hard game. But I just think our confidence and poise, got us through.
For both Frank and Tyus, you guys are used to games like this, low scoring, sometimes a little struggle. Was this the type of game that you were hoping to get with the pace of play and kind of mucking it up?
Nah. No, this wasn't ideal for us. But, this team's going to fight, whatever situation we're in. If the pace was a little different, we have to adjust. So, Coach did a great job of, putting some new schemes in, getting the ball moving a little bit better, putting guys in the right spots, and, guys make plays.
Yeah, just like Frank said, we would like to score a little bit more than that. They made it tough. They kept us out of the lane. When Frank, O'Shea, and I can all struggle to score the ball, and we still come out with a win, that shows how much guys can step up on every given night. And Marek played huge tonight.
Tomer Langer at the Daily Orange. Tyus, the first maybe 10, 15 minutes of the game, the ball was really moving on offense. It was passes every few seconds. Then it slowed down again. Was that something that TCU did, or was that just you guys need to keep up that ball movement throughout the whole game?
I think it was just a mental lapse on our players' fault. We should have kept on moving the ball, but once we started moving the ball again in the second half, we started getting easy shots, easy buckets, cuts to the basket, stuff like that.
Other player questions? All right, gentlemen, we'll let you head back to your locker room. That room should be open for about 20 more minutes, and then now we'll open the floor to questions for Coach.
Jim, the TCU went 3 of 5 from deep in the first 5 minutes of the game, and then they didn't make another three-point shot. Did you adjust how you were playing them from deep?
No, we just got lucky. We played the same way the whole game.
Jim, you were talking yesterday about parity in basketball and maybe 16/1. Did you happen to catch the UMBC score there?
Yeah, I saw the score. It's this tournament just breaks your heart. The better you are, the more it breaks your heart. And I've been there. I've been in that position. I was looking today through some recount of all the upsets, and I don't know, they didn't have us in there. I was really happy, but all the great teams that get beat, it's a heartbreaking tournament. It's what it is. It's the only way to describe it. Our league was really hard this year. Virginia could have been 18-0. They had several chances to win that one game they lost. So, it's unfortunate, but everything revolves around what you do in this tournament when you're good. When you're not so good, it's good just to get in it.
Jim, all three of the big guys were struggling to score today, including O'Shea. So what did you see there at the end when you wanted to go to him?
Nobody else had done anything. We thought he had a good matchup there, and he had gotten shots. He got a lot of shots, but he really, I didn't probably realize that at the time that we decided to make that decision, he was 1 for 13 If I'd have known that fact, I might not have done that. But really, Frank was struggling and Tyus was struggling to get by. You know, our best player, Marek, was out of the game, so, I mean, we had to make an adjustment. You know, Marek was unbelievable tonight. I mean, the only reason we were in the game is the way he played early. He made some really hard shots, probably 2 or 3 really hard shots, and the 3 at the shot clock buzzer, you know, I mean, he was unbelievable today. I mean, you can't play better than that as a freshman. But, you know, we go with O'Shea a lot late in the games because we think he can get to the foul line. And I thought he would have gotten the foul line on all 3 of those plays, but that didn't happen. But he's just the guy we usually try to go to late in those situations.
Nathan McHugh, Titan Sports. Coach, what does it say about the resiliency of your team that you were able to overcome your best player in the game fouling out with several minutes left?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just made the decision to go with him. You know, I think he got his 4th with 12, 13, I don't know what it was. He lasted 5 or 6 minutes. I thought if we'd taken him out early, it just, he's smart. He's, you know, generally able to stay out of foul trouble. Close call on the one that he got caught on there. But, you know, Matt went in. Matt did a good job. He played good defense and, you know, made a foul shot for us. But, you know, it's a little gamble when you go with guys. But he was good there for a long period of time in there. This was just a defensive game. I mean, our defense we didn't give them good looks from the three-point line, and then at the very end of the game, when you're trying to shoot a 3, it's really hard to make one when you haven't made any during the game. So it was a great effort. Our defense was fabulous. We just held 2 teams that averaged 80s, well in the 80s, to 56 and 52. So that's pretty good.
Jim, given where Marek started the year, he was coming off the bench early and was struggling early in ACC play. Is there a moment where you've noticed his game kind of change at some point this season?
You know, he had some good games early, and then he had a little struggle the first couple ACC games, but then after that he was good. You know, he's a good defender. You know, he's capable of scoring if he gets in the right situations, and everybody that we play is worried about the other 3 guys, and he gets into some really good situations. He gets the ball open, you know, 10 feet a lot, and he's gradually been able to figure that out. And again, he was great tonight. I mean, he was fabulous.
Jim, how important going into this one was pace of play going to be for you? And were you
Well, we're
hoping-
going to play the way we play, and you know, it's, you know, we're not running up and down. You know, a couple times we tried to go for the fast break. We completely screwed up the end of the first half. Frank thought he had a fast break, and we had the ball up 3. He holds the ball. If we just hold the ball and don't take a shot, we're up 3 at halftime. It was a really bad clock management situation at the end of the half. I mean, he thought he had it, but you can't take that opportunity when you just think you have it. You have to know you have it. That was a really bad end of the first half, and fortunately we were able to overcome it.
We'll take 2 more for Coach.
Jim, you've had some great battles with Coach Jamie Dixon over the years, whether in the Big East or ACC. Was this kind of the typical game that you expect?
Yeah, he's a tremendous coach. He's really you know, he beat us with his defense most of the time at Pittsburgh. The games were like this, and most of the time we were underdogs or even. We weren't ever really. He had really good teams for that stretch, and we weren't so good. The year we went to the Final Four, the Final Four team, we beat them twice. But you know, the other years they were pretty good, and they played really well against us. And but their defense was really, really good. he had the best defensive teams in the Big East for a number of years, and that's what really carried them through. I thought their defense was tremendous. This team is more of an offensive team, I think, but they play good defense, but they're really a tremendous offensive team.
We have one more question for Coach. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach, and congrats on a great win. Ryan, how much longer? Game times for Sunday, they were just released. Butler Purdue will be a 12:10 tip on CBS. Syracuse Michigan State will follow at approximately 2:40, also on CBS. Okay, we'll ask Coach Dixon to open with a statement, and then we'll open the floor to questions for the players.
Well, we have our three seniors up here, and as I told them in the locker room, I can't tell them how thankful I am, how appreciative I am, how appreciative the school is. for what they've done and changing a program and getting it to a tournament and how they've handled themselves as on the floor and off the floor. So we've created a program to be proud of, and these guys are the main reasons, because you need senior leadership and on and off the floor. So I can't thank them enough. I told them that in the locker room, and I thought we'd be playing more, but we didn't get it done tonight, and we didn't play as well as I had thought we would. And with that said, congratulations to Syracuse, but we simply just didn't get it done, and that is on us. But I can't tell them how much and how proud I am for what they've done for our program and going forward here. And this is a step in the right direction for us going forward.
Stephen Stevenson, Fort Worth Telegram. Coach, is anything you put your
We're going to open the floor to questions for the players first.
Okay. Kenrich, how tough is this? I know you don't ever want to lose a game, but the excitement that you guys had going into this tournament, expecting to win some games, how tough is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because we just didn't want to be content with getting in the tournament. We wanted to make a run, win some games, and but we came up short, and it's tough, and it's gonna be tough for a while for me and the rest of the seniors. So,
Vlad, you came on strong in the second half. What was changing? Did you guys change up the game plan a little bit, or just how did that happen?
I just didn't want my career to be over, so I was trying to help the team to win.
Any more questions for the players, please?
Vedant Gupta, applying for Sports Illustrated for Kids. You guys had a great season. What can you take away from that?
I mean, you could take away. We kind of made history this year, getting in the tournament for the first time in 20 years. So, I learned a lot on and off the court. Learned a lot from my teammates, from the coaches, from Coach Dixon, and so yeah.
TCU 360, Kenrich, you guys went on an 8-0 run to close out the first half. What allowed you guys to take the lead entering the half?
I think we got a few buckets in transition. And we got a few stops late in the half.
Any more questions for the players? All right, gentlemen, you can head back to your locker room. Congrats on a great season. We've enjoyed having your team here in Detroit. We'll open the floor to questions for Coach.
Jamie, the shooting struggles from outside the last 3 or 4 games. Anything you can put your finger on?
Good defensive teams. I think that's part of it. I mean, if you look at the teams we played, I think slower tempo teams. You weren't going to shoot, probably not going to shoot 50% against them. What they do, you got to get second shots, you got to get putbacks. I think that's one thing that really hurt us. And you got to keep your turnovers low. So the field goal percentage, obviously 34 in the second half is going to get you in trouble. But there was the other things too. I mean, free throws shoot them at a higher rate, 64%. Obviously, putback, second shots. As I said, we had to out-rebound them. So we weren't gonna. You're probably not going to shoot as high a percentage, but you've got to do the other things, and we didn't do those things.
Rebounding, it started to improve when Ahmed was in there. Mm-hmm. Is that a give and take? You have him in there for defensive purposes or rebounding purposes, but he's not going to score as much, or is that?
I mean, it's an interesting thing. We probably and looking at it, we got obviously Vlad at 13 points, so we can point at different things. But he came with some nice rebounds defensively. Did some pretty good things defensively for us. I'm happy with the production we got out of that spot. I mean, there's no question. We've been getting good production all year long. We had some guys not play as well down the stretch, and this game included. And that's you hope that they're going to have their best games in the NCAA tournament, but we didn't, and that's offense and defense. So, we got good production out of them. This was a game we could have played them both together, but that hadn't been our best team all year long. So, looked at possibly doing it, talked about it afterwards, but it's, obviously if you know that the other guys aren't going to be as productive, it obviously gives you, with Kawat getting off and getting a couple threes early, you feel good about how he's playing, but it didn't continue. So, you can look at it different ways, but again, we hadn't played those guys together much at all.
Melissa Treebwasser, SB Nation. Coach, do you think that there was any benefit to Syracuse having played with TCU having such a long layoff since their last competition?
I can look at. Obviously you get the time. You get time to prepare. We don't really get an advantage because we don't know who we're playing. So it's a unique setup in that regard. But we had plenty of days to prepare, and we worked on Syracuse's zone and. Their plays are things we'd all seen before, but we just we didn't get our play wasn't as good the last couple of weeks. The last 3 games, but again, we played really good defensive teams. They slowed the tempo down, and I guess we're gonna have to get used to playing against that type of style in certain situations, or at least winning against that type of style, and we didn't, and so. That's disappointing. They did it differently, being in the 2-3 zone, but they're obviously very patient on offense, and they want low-scoring games. So it affected our offense to some degree, but we've seen that before.
We'll take 2 more questions.
So again, you guys have had a great season. What's the most positive thing you can take away from this season?
Well, I think for us. The positive is what we've done, and we haven't been in the tournament in 20 years, as people have reminded us. So, as I spoke about our 3 seniors, they came to a place that hadn't been there. So, it's a special thing to break a 20-year drought. I think it's the longest Power 5 streak in the country. So to be broken, so that's hard to do, and they did it, and they should be proud of that. Right now, they're not going to feel that. They're going to be solely disappointment in the loss, but the season gave us we created a lot of fans, a lot of interest in Fort Worth, and I think we created a great future going forward here of how to handle things on and off the floor, and how to put together a great program and high character kids.
Jason Gerline, Titan Sports, and you talked about building off of that. Do you use this loss as a something to build upon, and going into next season to work harder and capitalize on the mistakes that you may have made in this game?
Yeah, and I think maybe the last couple games, because we were on a nice run. We won the last 4, but we didn't do as good a job down the stretch, and offensively we had some struggles, which obviously hasn't been an issue with us all year long. We've been as good as there is offensively. Defense got better down the stretch, a lot better, and even we saw it tonight with holding them to 36% from the field. But at the end of the day, you've got to find ways to make plays down the stretch. We had our opportunities and we didn't. So it doesn't feel like it right now, but we'll look back at some point and say this is a dramatic we don't use the word rebuild, but again, it's a dramatic step in the right direction for us going forward. We've got a great group coming back, a lot of guys with a lot of experience now. I guess, as I told them, this must be part of the process, playing in an NCAA tournament and not playing to your level. Simply put, we didn't play to our level. And that's hopefully prepares us going forward for next year. I know we worked hard but almost too excited, almost too much emotion in warm-ups and all day long. So maybe that caught up with us.
Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
The TCU locker room is still open.